Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Michael Bociurkiw, Global Affairs Analyst and Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council on this Monday, March the 14th, 2022. And as I sit here, we're painfully, very painfully, tragically watching in real time, the destruction of a democracy, of a nation called Ukraine. It will not fall. Ukrainians are fighting back very hard. I should call it an attempt at destruction. It now looks like Russian forces are throwing a lot of what they have in terms of bombs and surface to air or air to surface, whatever you want to call it, including the heavy shelling of that Ukrainian army base near the border of Poland and just north of here in Lviv Oblast, in which at least 36 people were killed, more than 100 injured, and it was, until a few weeks ago, a very important training base for Ukrainian armed forces. Canadian armed forces, U.S. armed forces would come there and train their Ukrainian counterparts. And now I'm told that there weren't any foreign forces there when the bombs hit, but that it's a new kind of base for the newly formed Ukrainian Foreign Legion. But if you look at the images, like images from wherever in Ukraine now, even Obolon, a suburb of Kiev, what's going on in Mariupol, other cities, Kharkiv, it's just barrage of missiles falling and populated areas. So the big question I was asked today, I did 5 live hits on TV, 3 on CNN, 1 on MSNBC, and 1 on Sky News, was about the humanitarian situation, but also everyone referencing the very tragic death of that pregnant woman who was carried out on a stretcher from that bombed-out hospital in Mariupol late last week. I believe it was Friday. Well, she didn't survive, neither did her baby. And I wrote about it in my CNN opinion piece that this should be regarded as a red line, the shelling of the maternity ward on a hospital.
That should have been a red line, the bombing of that hospital. What more has to happen for Western leaders to wake up?
The same way in which we all remember the images of the young boy who floated up head down on a Turkish beach after escaping with his family from Syria. They were attempting a dangerous water crossing. And that shook up policymakers, Angela Merkel in particular, then Chancellor of Germany, in terms of opening up Europe to millions of refugees. But sad to say, I don't know what shakes the kind of attitude or psyche of Western policymakers now. Of course, there's a lot of rhetoric, a lot of platitudes, a lot of we are concerned, and we are concerned, but little in terms of creative solutions to stop Russia from its from its war crimes. Shelling of populated areas, deliberate targeting of hospitals under international humanitarian law are crimes, and we're not seeing, I think, fair to say, the level of anger that one would expect. And it isn't only me saying this, it's also a lot of Ukrainians that I'm talking to basically saying, where is the West? We have the feeling that we are shedding our own blood to defend the existing security architecture of Europe, to defend Europe from further Russian aggression. That's probably enough from me. I wanted to keep these short as possible. I can tell you that here in Lviv, definitely the anxiety level continues to rise. There was an air raid siren at 2 a.m. this morning, another one at around 7, and there was one just a few minutes ago. But I am seeing the city more boarded up, definitely more militarized. In fact, I woke up this morning to heavily armed, they look like military police, something like that, in my courtyard, establishing a presence. So things are definitely changing, and I think I'm also getting the feeling that a lot of people who were here for safe haven have moved on, possibly to borders with to the Polish border or other neighboring countries. Continue to please take an interest in developments from here. Continue to pray for Ukraine, continue to fundraise, continue to protest. All of these things are very, very important to keep the world focused on what is happening here. Very, very important, as I do in many of my interviews, make the point that this is Ukraine right now. It could be Poland next. It could be one of the Baltic countries next. It is not looking good, as I said just now on a couple of the networks. We are in very, very dangerous, uncharted territory right now. And if you want to read more, please go to my blog, michaelbociurkiw.com/news, and also I posted a couple of the video hits from today on various networks. Thank you very much, and please do subscribe to my channel and share this with others. Talking to you from Lviv, Ukraine on this Monday, I'm Michael Bociurkiw in Lviv, Ukraine.